I am often grateful for being queer. I feel like, and for being Black and all my other identities, because I feel like there is an experience of otherness that, while not pleasant, provides a path to empathy that may not have been available to me if I had only ever experienced a life of privilege. And that might seem weird to say. It's not like I think oppression is a great thing, but I do think, for me at least, it provided a path to understanding experiences that were different from my own that allowed me to be a more authentic ally.
I found that, like, because of how open I am about my identities, it tends to provide spaces where people feel like they can say certain things even if they haven't ever said them before. You can tell when people are still in a space of sort of coming out to themselves even. And so I'm happy to provide that space. I remember when I was working at Loyola Marymount before I moved here, I used gender neutral pronouns in my bio on their website, and it was the first time that they had that there. And the LGBTQ Center were like promoting it to their students so they can see that there was representation in the staff using their pronouns.
So I am, I'm retired now, a member of the varsity soccer team here at Hopkins. And so coming in my freshman year, I felt like I didn't belong. There's a lot of imposter syndrome. And, we take our trip, like during preseason, we usually have like one away tournament. All the freshmen were assigned different like tables to sit at dinner. And so I was sat at a table with like 2 seniors and a junior, and I just felt so small and scared. And then nonchalantly, like, we're just talking about like what we did this summer. And another one of the seniors was like, oh yeah, like my girlfriend and I, and just hearing that phrase was something that made me so excited. And it was like a huge barrier and like weight on my shoulders came down just hearing that, there was someone on my team, there was like a role model on the team who was able to be open and comfortable like with her sexuality. And it was like, I can't wait to have that, just because I was like closeted all through high school. I didn't tell anybody, didn't like do anything.
I think it did help to become more confident, and especially I think I was quite confident into being an LGBT person, but I think now I'm more confident being an ally. So I think what was growing in me is to now help others.
I think that the process of coming out, it's a process, right? It's a process of self-discovery, and it involves questioning, and it involves experimentation. And no one's gonna sit you down and like tell you you're gay. It's kind of a something you have to realize for yourself. And so I think that requires a certain level of openness, because you have to be willing to kind of go against society's norms. You have to be willing to confront your own biases and ask the hard questions about who you are and what you believe in.
I also think that coming out and being willing to conceive of relationships and love in ways that were different from what everything around me, what society was saying was quote unquote normal or should be, continues to allow me to think outside of the box in many other ways, related to sexual orientation and gender, but also in terms of what health means and other things that I do in terms of other groups that I'm a part of, and always allows me a window into thinking, well, here's this box, but does it have to be this way?
It's so rewarding being who I am, being an openly gay man, openly Asian gay man on campus or a law firm or whatever I go. And people do see you. People do see you as the torch that lit up, the darkness. And I do think that's so important. And I want to keep doing that. I want to be the light. Be confident of who you are. Be brave. Be proud.